Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you can tell by the title up here, I am going to be spilling a little bit of honesty tea today, mostly to hopefully teach someone, help someone, or get advice from someone. So, if you guys want to hear about a little bit of my situation, and hopefully either I can help you when I tell you guys about how I kind of am working through it, or if you guys have advice for me, I would appreciate it so very much. So yeah, if you guys have watched my most recent life update video, because I like to do those whenever I take a little break from you guys and come back, then you know that my baby daddy, Italy's dad, not Jay Marie's, has moved to Vegas. And he moved in November. So he moved there in November. That makes Italy was 6 months old when he left. He didn't come back for Thanksgiving, but he did come back for Christmas, and everything was okay when he first moved. We were kind of like working through some things, and then while he was gone in November, things got a little too like friendly again, I guess you could say. Kind of like, I don't know, to be honest, we've always had this problem since we got together and when we first broke up after I got pregnant. Basically, it's just like we never really got any real closure in our relationship. So we can go, I mean, when I was pregnant, we would go a month at maximum without, or a month at maximum, and then we would be back trying to talk to each other and trying to figure out or redo our relationship. And after maybe 4 or 5 months of that, I found out that he had been talking to someone else and that things were more serious, I guess, than what I had originally thought. So since then, he has made that person his girlfriend, and they're still together. But up until he left, we were still a hot ass mess doing our like lingo whatever thing where like he would break up with her and try and get back with me, or he would try and get back with me but not break up with her, and just like this whole entire thing. So that made all of the relationships have strain on them, obviously, because I had tension with her, because I'm like, why the hell are you not backing away? And like, obviously you see that this is a mess. Why are you not removing yourself from the situation? For like the sake of the child that's getting ready to be brought in the world. And for him, for being dumb as hell and, putting not only me but her too through this. And for myself for sticking around through and just being stupid and allowing myself to be stupid and not just be like, okay, well, she can go be stupid if she wants to, I'm not going to anymore. And finally, after he left, or when he came back to visit in December, I was over it. And I decided, I finally was okay with and decided that, you know what, this relationship obviously isn't going to work, but even past that, I don't want this relationship. Because, I mean, any other time, if I started being nice or whatever, then we would be back in like the messy situation. So really, it just took me deciding that I just don't want this relationship anymore for that to finally finish. But so he came back in December, and Italy and I saw him for Christmas. I drove up to the city that a lot of his family is from, where he was spending Christmas, and him and his girlfriend were there. So I decided that I was going to be the adult in the situation and try and clear the air with everyone. So we had a discussion, and I cleared the air, or so I thought. But however, he decided for whatever reason, for the rest of the trip that he was here, that he really was not going to give effort to see Italy much while he was here. And so, I mean, that kind of caught me by surprise because to my knowledge we didn't have an issue, but for some reason he felt as though we did. And I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt before I had the discussion with them that, you know, maybe he just doesn't want to deal with me in general at all, because, you know, we were having issues or whatever. So that's why he's not reaching out to see Italy or talk or ask. Okay, so the next time that I saw him, or that he came to visit after that, was in March, the beginning of March. And is that right? December, January, February. Yeah, the beginning of March. So he decided that he was going to buy a plane ticket, I guess, and come down and surprise everyone. And basically just showed up at my house, which, to be honest, I'm still really confused about, because when he showed up at my house, we were not on speaking terms. He had, like, completely disrespected and slandered me a few days prior, like, not even a week prior, and then had blocked me, so, like, blocked my number. So I couldn't contact him or whatever, and then next thing I know, he's like showing up at my house, and I was just like, why are you surprising me at my house? Because for one, I don't care if you're here to be surprised, and for two, Italy doesn't know the difference. She's not going to be like, oh, Dad, you're surprising me, and like run and jump in your arms. Like, she's too young for that. So I was just like so annoyed with the whole entire thing. I was like, to be honest, I was just really annoyed with the whole entire thing. So, he was here for 2 weeks, and he hadn't planned on being here that long. His grandmother unfortunately died while he was here, which is unfortunate, but a blessing in disguise as well, because he did get to say goodbye to her. But, so that's why he was here for so long, this visit. But, obviously, like I said, before he got here, we weren't on speaking terms. We were, my number was blocked, like we weren't talking at all. So, you know, obviously while we were here, while he was here, we had to deal with each other a little bit more. And, he just got Italy his Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 5 to 7. And, yeah. So, Patrick also pays child support still, to my knowledge. I'm actually on a program where both of my child fathers pay the child support into, and then I don't get the amount that they actually pay. I get a guaranteed amount each month, even if one of them doesn't pay. So, that's how that works. But other than that, while he was here, he didn't get her anything, or any diapers or wipes or anything like that. I take care of all that stuff, and he spent his time with her, brought her home, and that was it. And a few days after, or before he left, I let him know that I was in a relationship, and that he can meet my boyfriend when, you know, they meet, when they're like at my house or whatever at the same time. And I just got kind of like a nonchalant response from him, like a okay response. And then there was a day where I left Italy with my boyfriend, and I had it's like a long story, but I had let Patrick know that, and he called me like furious that I left my child with my boyfriend, and nobody knows him, nobody can trust him, why would I just leave my child with somebody random, blah, blah, that, and the other thing. And I was just like, dude, like, why, first of all, why would I be with somebody if I don't trust them to be around my children or to watch my kids? And why would you question my parenting like that, like I would have somebody bad around my children or watching my children, especially my young child who can't talk, by themselves. That makes absolutely no sense. So I honestly don't know where all of that stemmed from for him. I feel like it was just a little bit of a reality check for him that he doesn't live here, and I'm not going to be alone for the rest of my life, and there's going to be somebody else a part of Italy's life. And I think that that was just a reality check for him, so that just came out as anger, and that was the easiest response for him. I don't know, but yeah, so since then, I mean, after that, you know, we had that argument, and he said just like a lot of hurtful things, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just like, I'm over being like the super, like just letting stuff go and letting it be okay. So I blocked him, and I decided to take the time just kind of work on myself, get back to, you know, the groove of things, and yeah. So that's what's been going on since then with that. So really, I guess the point of all this is, if anybody's in a situation like that, or you know, where it just starts to get really unbearable, and you're the main caretaker, or you know, right now I'm the only caretaker of her. You really, and you feel like just every encounter with this person is just unbearable and it makes you unhappy. I feel like it's important to just take a little bit of time away from each other, even though that means that they're not going to get to talk to the child, which he's not talking to Italy. She's 10 months old. She can't talk. I feel like it's important to remember that that's okay if you can't do that, and to do that for yourself, just to regain your sanity, regain your own happiness, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to make your child happy, and that's what's going to be best for your child, is that I'm happy, and that I, you know, have a clear mind and everything, and, you know, my happiness, you know, filters on down to her. And, you know, if I'm stressed and upset and I'm dealing with, you know, just drama that I don't need and shouldn't have to deal with, I feel like she can feel that, and that filters down. And I really, honestly, what I want for both of my kids is I want them to see healthy, respectful, loving even, to an extent, you know, relationships between their, between me and their fathers. And I feel like we just have completely lost sight of that. So I'm hoping that with a little bit of time and some space away from each other completely, that, you know, that'll get fixed. And I'm really in a place where I just don't care. I honestly don't care. I just feel like from day to day, you have to just do what you feel is best for your child. And I feel like as a mother, that's all that you can do. In the moment, you can do what it is that you feel is best for your child. And sometimes you're going to be right. Sometimes you're going to be wrong. But, you know, at least you can say that you did what you thought was going to be best for them. And I honestly feel like in this situation, and in most situations, I feel like I've always done what it is in that moment that I feel like is best for my kids. And sometimes I've been right and sometimes I've been wrong, but that's life, right? You can't always be right. So yeah, I guess what's important to take away from this whole thing is that it's important to demand respect. It's okay to demand respect. And it's important to remember that, remember, you know, your self-worth, even though, you know, just because you have a child with someone doesn't mean that they can treat you anyway, and you still have to, like, go the extra mile. Don't feel like I honestly feel like I was just like a punching bag, and I was just letting stuff go because I so badly wanted, you know, this to all work out and us to get along and everything. But I feel like it just got to a point where I was just annoyed and unhappy every single time that I was talking to him, even if he wasn't doing anything, just because I was constantly getting, you know, like, slandered or disrespected because of whatever it is that he has going on, or whatever it is that he needs to figure out. So yeah, it's important to do whatever it is that you need to do to be happy, and that's what's gonna make your kid happy, you know. So, and that's probably what's best for your kids. So that's what I've been doing, and that's kind of what's been going on. again, this is not like a completely slandering or completely, like bashing him situation. This is just what happened from my opinion, from what I experienced. This is just what happened, and it sucks. And at the end of the day, I know that Patrick's hurting probably because Italy is the most incredible little girl in the whole entire world, and because we're both being hard-headed. I'm sorry, I got a phone call, so I completely lost my train of thought. So yeah, I guess at the end of the day, a lot of the reason why I took a lot of the stuff that I did and I made it in my head be okay, or I gave it another, just like, oh, just let it go, Cameo, and everything's gonna be fine, and just whatever, is because at the end of the day, I really do care about Patrick, and I always will, same as Jay Marie's dad, and I don't want him to hurt, and I know that this probably sucks for him, but it just got to a point where I was just like, you know what, I need to pick myself first, and then, obviously do what's best for Italy, but pick myself first and my emotions first, and you're in charge and in control of your own emotions, and yeah, so that's what's been going on with that. And all of that, to be honest, dealing with all of this has just made it that much easier to completely let go of that relationship, and realize that not only is it never going to work, but it's not ever anything that I would ever want ever again for myself, to be just like lied and cheated on and whatever. So yeah, somebody else can have him because I'm pretty much over it. So, I don't know. I hope that somebody learned something from this. If anybody has been through a situation like this, or you've been through some messy stuff with your baby dad or whatever, and you guys have some advice for me on how, like, after, you guys cooled off or whatever, how you guys got through it, or how you guys, like, worked it out so that you guys, got in, the zone where you guys can co-parent together, let me know. Obviously, I went through, my share of stuff or whatever with Jay Marie's dad, and now we're in a really good place where, he's one of my, like, really good friends. I can talk to him about anything. But our situation, I feel like, started when we started trying to co-parent was better than this situation, just because we didn't have, like, the messy back and forth for a year thing after we broke up. So, yeah, but if any of you guys have any advice for me on how, after the air is cleared and everything, Patrick and I can get back to that place, then let me know down below. And I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Honest to God, though, do you guys ever wish that you could just abolish baby dads in general? Like, I just wish that I could just sometimes just have Italy, or have, not even, well, sometimes even Jay Marie, just because sometimes I'll be trying to share her for real, just by myself, but then have the help when I wanted to. I know you guys are on the same page, I don't know, it's just crazy annoying. Baby, baby. Let me tell you guys, like, ever since I got my hair like this, like, I legitimately feel like Nicki Minaj. Like, I have been serving the tude to everyone lately. Like, I don't know, I just feel like you can't tell me nothing. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, though. But yeah. Ooh, girl, these hoops.